Well, I made a video of 25 minutes exactly, I hope, yeah, about what I wanted to tell you. So I can focus on the answers, the questions in the chat, and I can chat with you as long as it seems that I am sharing my screen. So go ahead and I can focus on the chat.
Good morning, Australia. This is Pauline Maas from Holland. And I'm going to tell you how you can use the Microbit in your classroom. This is the new Microbit. You can see easy attachment with crocodile clips. Here's the piezo, extra piezo here. And here's an extra sensor, a touch sensor, and this is a sound sensor. This is the new Microbit. You can go to my presentation right away. If I'm boring, you can just scroll ahead in the presentation. Or you can stay with me and I'll explain everything. I'm originally an art teacher. And when I finished my education, there were no places in school for me to teach. So I changed to ICT. And I did it for 20 years. And then I thought if I want to have more female colleagues, I have to start in education. So that's what I'm doing now for years already. And the last 2 years I changed to a school of visual impaired children. And there I teach coding. Yeah. I love international context. I am a coding ambassador for the European Commission. I'm a mother of 4 children and some projects I'm doing and I'm working on. I'm writing a book in English about the Microbit, so hopefully it will be released somewhere in this year. As I'm teaching at the School for Visually Impaired Children, you always have to think about new ideas how you can do it. And of course I want to teach them to work with the Microbit too. So what I did, I printed all the blocks and I put braille on there. And they make the blocks and then we put it in the computer for them and then the Microbit will react on it, so they're really happy with it. I translated this block in English too for everybody to use, so you can use it too and the link is above it. So you can start unplugged with the Microbit if you want to. So I want to start with Jean Piaget because he looked at how children develop. And then he is saying the children can only understand something if they invent it themselves. And you know, with the Microbit, they really can be an inventor. They can invent many things if they want to. So I always look at Jean Piaget, how he is doing that. And I love this theory about all the levels he is having. And I will explain later. Yeah. Seymour Papert, he worked a lot for Jean Piaget. And he said he was working in 1960 already. He was teaching children how to code. And then he always said they really have to make something, really meaningful something, because then they will never forget and they will really understand it. So that's what I always have in mind. You know, sometimes making for fun, but making real understanding things is much more important. These are the stages of Jean Piaget. He starts with the 0 to 2 sensomotor stage. They put everything in the mouth. But if you compare that to the Microbit, the first stage for the Microbit is that they put like a heart on there. They put a heart on there and then they can download the code to the Microbit. So that is the first stage. The second stage is they connect a LED light to the Microbit and they code it. And they continue and they continue to going up and up. When you learn something new, you also go through these stages. And that's what you have to keep in mind. And if you start too young with the Microbit, with your student, it is kind of sad because they think then it's in a way complicated if they really want to use like the temperature sensor or the accelerometer, or they want to make a car and then they have to use 2 Microbits and 2 servo motors to do that. So that is more difficult and is more advanced. So you can start with around 10 with the microbit, and then you can they go up. But I think on the secondary, you call it secondary school, I think the best projects are being made in secondary school with the microbit. This is a project that's being done in the Netherlands for students from 10 till 12 years old, and they all had the same material. They had like a microbit, a LED light, a piezo, and a servo motor, and they gave them a box, and then they made these beautiful colorful things, and we put them all in a wall, and it was really fun to see, and everybody was really happy with it and very proud of it. But we did the same project from 12 till 14 years old, and what do you think is the difference? This. They used really 3D things with the servo motor. Everything was moving and making sounds, of course, with the servo motor moving. So heads were turning, arms were moving. So there was really a very big difference between the 10 till 12 years old and the 12 till 14 years old. So keep that in mind if you make something. And I think you can learn with the microbit till you are 101 years old, I always say. Yeah. The microbit is really computational thinking, because computational is solving a problem by using a computer. For instance, if you want to make a coronameter, the coronameter, they have to be 1.5 meters apart. So you can measure the radio signal, the strength of the radio signal, how far is it apart, and then you can measure it. And then if you attach like the piezo to it, then it can make a sound when it is 1.5 meters apart. Always think big, but start small. Do that with your students. If they have these beautiful big ideas, very good, but make it in small steps. First start, see if the LED light can turn on, and then make something with 4 LED lights. But first, 1 LED light has to be on, and then the second, and then the second, and the second. And then they will succeed. And of course, if they don't succeed, they learn a lot. But it is much more fun if it is working too, if they have like this, hooray, it's working feeling. Here you see the microbit with all their sensors. The microbit started off in 2015 in the UK. More than 1 million children got a microbit and they start coding with it. In 2017, 3 more countries had the microbit too. Holland too. I was happy with that. And now in 2021, more than 60 countries, they have access to the microbit, and the May code is in their language so they can use it. And you can code the microbit in very different ways. The May code is the most common way to do it and the most easy way to do it. But you can use Scratch too to use the microbit. Or you can use MicroPython, or you can use the Windows app, or you can use the app on a tablet or on your phone. You can use the microblocks, you can use even Tinkercad. I will show you how to do it how you can code the microbit in the May code. Yeah. And I will show you that in the Microbit Streamer, which is a website where you can add also a camera on your table, where you can show the microbit how you can attach the cable. So very good in this corona time for the remote learning. And then I will show you how you can teach your students the microbit in the microbit classroom, where you can see what your students are doing. So we start with Microbit Streamer. I'm in the Microbit Streamer right now, and this is how you can stream your lessons to your students. I can add an extra camera. So I go here to settings, and then here is a document camera, and I can the USB camera. So here is my microbit, and here are some cables, and you can show it. So that is really cool already, yeah? I can change from the left to the right. I can make one bigger, or I can change it, so like this. And here we're going to start with the new project test. This is the MakeCode environment. Here is the preview. Here are the basic blocks: input, music, advanced, all the blocks you can find here. Or you can go to JavaScript or Python, whatever you want. On start, I want to have like an icon here. Come up, here it is. A nice heart to start with. If I want to put it on the microbit, here's my microbit. I put the cable in. And here I can say, oh, it is connected already. I can say connect. Here you can say connect to the microbit. And then you have to add here the microbit. And when it is connected, I can say download. Yeah, here is the heart. It's coming. And if I can change it here in a small heart. I can say download. And it's working right away. And I want to have a nice LED light. Oh, it's here, a nice LED light. For input A, it will be gray, because I have A already, so I have to change it to B. And then, to use the LEDs, I go to the pins, and I go to the digital write. Digital write on pin 0, and the pin 0, now the cool things are coming, is here. That's the pin 0, so I have to connect it later to that one. Pin 0, and then there is an option between 1 and 0. So 1 and 0. On is 1. See what's happening if I press B. It is on. Yeah. But I want to have it off too. So I do here like this. There. So I go download. A, pip, shake, B. But I don't see the LED light already. Here is my LED light. The LED light has a long and a short. Can you see? It's long and a short leg. I can check it. The long leg on the 3 volt and the short on the ground. Attached one crocodile clip to the ground, another crocodile clip to the 0, to the 0 like this, and the other side of this clip has to be connected to the long leg, and the other side of the ground has to be connected to the ground. Here it is. Let's see if it's working. Yes, yes. Nice. Well, you can save it if you want to. So here is the save button. Yeah. Or you can use here the share button to share the code to somebody else, or use it another time. And this is the Microbit classroom. Here you can see what your students are doing. I give it a name for a first project. Yeah, we're going to do it in MakeCode. I said launch classroom. Here are 4 steps what you can do. So this is the first step. We did it already. And now we're going to the editor. This is a little different, small different MakeCode. Yeah, but it is, all the things are here. For instance, I can say here is an icon and it will appear here. Basic code what you can send to your students. You can put here anything in advanced, or you can use something else. Now we're going to share the code. We're going to say share code with students. Say done. Yeah, so the code is shared. I go to the dashboard. Yeah, and now the students, they have to log in on this one, Microbit join on this website, Red Bear Speedboat Gift, and the PIN number, and you can see 0 students have joined already. So I will log in on a few screens here to see what it looks like. I've joined in 3 screens, and there I can see the 3 students are joined in. I've did this a workshop one time with 50 students all over the world, all at the same time, which was really cool. Yeah. If a student is logged in, they will see the code what I just gave in. This URL doesn't change, but the classroom name and the PIN will change every time you do this. When I go to the pip, you can see the codes everybody is having. And if I go now and change something in the code, you see it is changing. You can see that. So you can see what they are doing. Yeah. And if I'm finished, I can say I finished here in my screen. And you see here that I'm finished. Yeah. The other students have not finished, so they can continue. And when they are all finished, you can download the report for all students as a Word document. Or if they are not finished yet, you can just say save the classroom. You can say download the classroom for the next time. He will make an HTML file. You have to save that one for yourself, and the next time they all can go to the same code what they have been making. Or you can say, oh, and of course you can say end session, and then it is finished. Well, I showed you how you can do a Microbit lesson with a Microbit streamer and also with the Microbit classroom. And the good thing is that 80% of all the questions the student have will be only in the field of 20% of all the questions they can ask you. So if you know only this small part of all the questions will come, you can answer a lot of questions. Yeah. Here are a few questions who come along very often, like the parent download. Use the one-click download, which is really easy. Yeah, and quick. So if the one-click download doesn't work, update the firmware of your Microbit. If you use a Microbit version 2, you don't have to update the firmware. But if you use an older Microbit, maybe you have to update it. Use save and share. You can save all the projects they are making, or you can share it and they get an URL. They have to store this URL and they can continue with their project the next time. And there are lots of extensions and nice cool things like small cars what you can buy. And then, here is a small shopping list if you start with the Microbit. I think you need like 10 Microbits for the classroom. Yeah, you need like 40 crocodile clips, yeah, to use it. Like 10 piezo's, and use a lot of LED lights. It needs a lot of carton and glue and tape and scissors and aluminium foil, yeah. How you can make 10 lessons with the Microbit. Use like 2 basic lessons for the Microbit, so they know after those 2 lessons how they can make like a simple code, how they can attach 2 Microbits to each other, how they can attach a letter. Yeah, that's very important. They have like a very good basic then. They're on the first level of Piaget then. The second level, for the second, use like 3 lessons where they make small projects, 3 weeks, and then you think about 5 projects they are going to make. So every week they make another project and they see what others are making, and you see that they improve making projects very easy. Even if it isn't copied from a project you have or made or you have seen online or seen on our website, then they get really a steady basic to continue making it. And then you can use like 5 lessons with a design canvas. I made a design canvas for 3 different kind of levels. I made a design canvas in English too, so you can download it and use it. Then they really have to make something in a group. What are you going to make? What do you need? How does it look like? And then they're going to make the code and test the code and improve it. So they really make one prototype. But in the end, they're all very proud of making it. Make pictures how they make it and present it. Hang them up in the classroom, because they will remember this project a lot. And now I'm going to show a lot of projects who are hiding here and lying around here. I will show them all to you. Well, it's time to show you some projects I made. For instance, this is one of the first things I made. It's just a flower with a LED light in there, and the Microbit is hidden somewhere in my clothes. Yeah. And of course, this is 3D printed. It's cat ears and the special LED lights in there which change colors automatically. So if I start moving, the colors will change too. It will change faster. So all those kind of things. But when I made this, I thought, you know, there's really options for those Microbit. You really can make things. So the next thing was like making a drawing with a LED light and some aluminium foil and the, you know, I can go further. So I hacked a Barbie. Here's a Barbie. LED lights. Opened it on the back. LED lights on the back. And then it's like, wow. Boys of 12 years old, they really want to make those kind of things. It's fun to do. And also you have lots of Christmas lights for only €1, which you can use and put in projects. So if it is Christmas time, I buy like 30 of those strings. Battery pack on it, then you can use it for the Microbit. Yeah. You can buy those small cars, kind of cheap. Yeah. And then this one has music on there too. Got sounds, and it got a control for a line controller. It can measure distance. You have different kind of those cars. Just see what you can buy in your country, which is cheap and what you can use very easily in the classroom. Here you can use another Microbit to control this car, which is fun too. Yeah. These are my shoes, which I walk around when there is an event or something else. So when I walk, the color will change very easily. I have this skirt with LED lights on there. Yeah. And I embroidered them on it with conductive thread. You can make it with conductive thread. So yeah, those kind of things are very easy to make, very fun to make. I made 101 project. I described it together with Peter Heldens. To make 101, I think we made like 300 different kind of projects. And then I also know it's not going to work. And then how can I describe that so other people can make it, which is of course difficult. It is easy and fun to make things, and you get more and more ideas by looking around and seeing what other people are making or what your students are making. So really think big, but start really small, how you want to make things. Yeah. Look at our Instagram then you see lots of ideas of the things we are still making right now. So yeah, I had fun telling you it all. You can ask me things or follow me on Twitter and ask me questions on Twitter. I hope you had a good time. Thank you. Bye.
Well, that was my presentation. I hope you understand it all. I had some questions in the chat. You can ask me again. I will stay around for another hour, I guess, before I have to go to school and start teaching again. If you look at our instant, you see all the projects, you know, really think big, but start really small and really start making. I think the making is more, if you learn how to make, then the coding will come. So thank you. Have a nice day and enjoy yourself. Yeah.
Thank you, Pauline. The microbits are such an amazingly versatile tool. And for those of you who are struggling with the curriculum, remember project-based learning is what it's all about. So projects is what you should be focusing on. And that's a perfect example of some really easy stuff. But as Pauline said, start small, start simple, and don't make life too hard for yourself. And I would like to thank Pauline. Could everybody just thank her with me? An excellent presentation. Thank you so much. And thank you for getting up so early to do that. Thank you.